For those of you who don't know, this is a buffalo berry. You can see that there are berries this year. You can eat them. They're not yet ripe. I don't recommend it. As I learned as a child, the indigenous people use these in many ways, including mixing them up with the bison meat to make what I learned was pemmican, to preserve that bison meat. Using the juices of the buffalo berry. Many times I picked these berries with my family: June berries, choke cherries, pin cherries, plums, buffalo berries, rose hips, and more. And what I always loved the most were June berries. I don't see many yet. But it's July, so whatever there might have been perhaps eaten by the birds. But back to the buffalo berry. What we did was we waited until the fall when they were at their ripest and sweetest. And we would lay sheets under the buffalo berry bushes and beat the berry bush with a stick. And the buffalo berries would fall on the sheet, which we would collect then, and then take them home to make them into mostly jelly. They're very prickly. I've also spent a lot of time with my mother picking them, avoiding the thorns. Picking them one at a time is pretty time consuming. But we did it, and then we would take them back to the kitchen, put them in a pot, boil them to soften them, and then the little worms would come out, so we'd be able to strain out the worms. Then run it through cheesecloth or various strainers, the strainer with the like a mortar and pestle made of aluminum or stainless steel, I guess, wire, to get just the pulp. They've got the tiniest little seed, although many seeds remained. My mother's main goal was, there's a seed, you can see a seed. My mother's main goal was to make sure the worms were out of there and bits of leaves and thorns and twigs that we would have come home with. So I just spit out a seed and popped one of those babies into my mouth, and they're not sweet yet. And choke cherries, my sister's favorite, my older sister's favorite. She's made many a jar of choke cherry jelly and syrup and jam, you name it. My favorite is June berry. More to come on that in another video. I'm sure the buffalo berries were also used to color things. They stain your fingers, stain your clothes, stain your skin. But here we are, Maah Dahay Trail, Forest Service Trail number 7001, I guess. And from mile 0, it says it's 7 miles to Third Creek Trailhead. And here have more information on the trail, contemporary, and a helpful map. Those of you who came here without buying a map, who are not familiar with the area, you can study this map before you hike and perhaps take a picture of it with your gadgets so that you don't get lost and inconvenience the local ranchers who live here. My people. More to come.